Hi, welcome to Ken's Games Collection. It's been a while since I've done any collections videos, so I thought, okay, let's get back in, have a look at one of these collections, and this time it's going to be on my Xbox One collection. Now, I only got an Xbox One because of one game, and that was Sunset Overdrive, made by Insomniac Games. You know them, they did Spyro the Dragon, they did also the Ratchet and Clank games. And the best way to describe Sunset Overdrive is if you take Jet Set Radio and Ratchet and Clank, you meld those two together and you end up with Sunset Overdrive. This is a lot of fun. It's not to be taken serious. I would love to see a sequel to this at some stage, but I know Sony Studios has bought Insomniac, so the chances of this coming to Sony, I don't know, because I think Microsoft has the rights to this. I may be wrong about that, but this was a great game and it's so cheap. I don't know why it's so cheap at the moment. It's been like that for a while, but it's a great game. I really highly recommend it to anybody that wants something with, it's got the same sort of style of Ratchet and Clank with those massive weapons, and it's just insane. It's a lot of fun. Now, point and click adventure games over the years, you know, they come and go, but I think what I've seen in recent years with Telltale Games, although they're no longer around, they did present some amazing point and click adventure game type scenarios. And Back to the Future, the game was really cool. Christopher Lloyd does the voice of Doc Brown. They had somebody else come in to do Marty McFly, but Michael J. Fox did make a guest appearance as, I think it was Marty McFly's grandfather. Great point and click adventure game, and you can, there's so many references from the movie in this, with that the dialogue as well. You can do all the dialogue from the movie that you can remember. I love this sort of stuff. It's really cool. Now, Super Lucky's Tale was supposed to be an Xbox One exclusive. It's been released on the Nintendo Switch. They fixed a lot of problems that was with this one. The camera angles on this didn't really work that well, and off in the distance it was a very bland background, whereas on the Switch version it was more filled in. It's pretty good for what it's worth on the Xbox One, but the Nintendo Switch version, you know, they did rebuild it from the ground up, making it even better. But it was a good game from Playful. It was good to see a cute platforming game. We don't see that many platforming games, especially aimed at a younger audience, and it really is great. Now, I've always been a fan of Nolan North, Uncharted. He did Desmond in the Assassin's Creed series, and what he did here in Deadpool with his voice acting and the ad-libbing, the wisecracking ad-libbing is just amazing. This is a pretty cool game. I don't mind it. Now, a game that will bring you to tears, honestly. Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons. I went into this, didn't know anything about it, and the story and the way you interact with the two brothers, solving puzzles and getting through the levels, was really intriguing. And then there's this reveal towards the end there, something happens and it's like, wow, it's one of those moments. I wasn't expecting that. Now, I had the BioShock series on the Xbox 360 when this was announced. I sold that. I wish I would have kept it now, but you know, to get the remastered on the Xbox One, pretty cool. Great games. Hopefully we will see another BioShock game in the future. It was great. Now, another game that was remastered from PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, one of my favorite car racing destruction games of all time, Burnout Paradise. And it comes with all the download content from Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3, which is amazing. It's such a great game even today, and when it was announced that it was going to be a remaster, my jaw dropped, and I'm there. I had to get this, and I love playing that one as well. Now, Kickstarter, there's been a few Kickstarter games around. I've done 3 of them. I didn't do this one. I wish I would have, and it is Earthlock Festival of Magic. Now, this has a feel of Final Fantasy VII, just with the way everything looks, the camera angles with certain scenes and places where you go, the reveals on that sort of stuff. It is an RPG paying homage to the RPGs of yesteryear. It's a great level design. Characters look really cool. The environments is beautiful. I really did enjoy this one, so I highly recommend that one. Now, a game that I really thought was going to be amazing, and I will never buy another one of these games in a genre before ever again. I'll never do that again. And it's Project Sparks. This is pretty much like Little Big Planet. There's a few other games out there where you can design and make your own levels, and you get to play, you know, share it around the world. This promised so much, it failed to deliver, and Microsoft, I think, needs to take some of the blame for that. It had a lot of potential. They were supposed to do episodic downloads for different things, and in the end all we got was Conker, that squirrel, you know. I did buy a lot of items in this game. It was like transactions, real-time transactions, because I did love it and I was really enjoying it. But when it sort of went bottom up, it was like, okay, that's it. I'm never going to buy these games where you can build your own environments and do all that sort of stuff. It just seems to be a waste of money. Now, I love the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Mutants in Manhattan is okay, for what it's worth. It has got that cell shaded graphics, but honestly, probably the best Ninja Turtle game ever was Turtles in Time, which was on what was it on the Super Nintendo, remastered on I think I got on the PlayStation 3, which is really cool, but it's not too bad. I do prefer Turtles in Time. Now, I seem to have a lot of remastered games here. I just realized that. Gears of War, I did play this on the 360. I wasn't really into the whole Gears of War series, but this was going really cheap, and I have to say what they did with this remaster is unbelievable. It looks great. I have played it. I don't know how I still feel about Gears of War, to be honest with you. It's okay, but I don't know. This is pretty good though. I have to admit, there's a lot of love that went into that game. Now, another game that is unbelievable by Play Dead. It's a double pack, Inside and Limbo. Limbo I played many years ago on the Xbox 360, and when I heard that Play Dead was doing Inside, it was like, oh, this could be really interesting. When I got this, it actually is better than Limbo, I feel. There's a lot of suspense in this game, which I really love, and the atmosphere, they do great games. The little independent developers are amazing what they're pumping out in the last 5, 6, 7 years. It's really great stuff. Now, I wish I could say the same for these next two. I did like the Tomb Raider reboot. The first one was really good. Rise of the Tomb Raider, not too bad, and I haven't even tried Shadows of the Tomb Raider. I just feel like these games now are more like Uncharted, which in a way is not a bad thing, but it is for this series. There seems to be a lot of killing in these games. It's not about exploring. They're taking the tombs out of Tomb Raider. As far as I feel, I need to get back into those vast wilderness where you're in tombs and exploring. You have to solve puzzles, jumping over things, and that's where the true nature of Tomb Raider began back all those years ago. But now it's more like a killing spree, even worse than what we see in Uncharted. I love to see it go back to its roots with the very first Tomb Raider game, where you're just trying to solve all the puzzles, get through the levels, and killing endangered species, animals, which it did that back in the original Tomb Raider. Now, Little Nightmare, I know Little Nightmare 2 is coming out. This is a really cool game. It's got a lot of atmosphere in it. When we were in the Philippines last year, I could have picked up the box set where it comes with the figurine of the character. I really wish I would have picked it up, but I'm really going to look forward to Little Nightmare 2 when it does finally come out. Now, Borderlands is a great series. Tales from the Borderland is amazing. Telltale Games, they do amazing stuff, honestly. I love this one so much. Kind of like a point and click adventure game, I guess you can say. You have to do certain things to progress the story. This was really cool, and I was very saddened when Telltale Games went bottoms up, and they did some great stuff over the years. Monster Hunter World, I've got a few Monster Hunter games. I haven't really played them yet. This was going cheap, that's why I grabbed it. And also we have on the Xbox One, you know, we've got the 4K true native capabilities. And there's some games in here that are 4K compatible. And I can't wait until I can get the Xbox, what is it, Xbox One X, I think it is, that's got the 4K capabilities. To be really cool. Now, here's another bunch of games. I've got two here that I'll never buy again, and this is because they require internet. And I've seen stuff like Titanfalls selling at EB Games for $2 each. The servers, I don't know if the servers are still going or about to be closed down, but it just, to me, this is seems to be a waste of money having to be online all the time. But this is actually a nice game. It's Battleborn. I like the single player campaign in this. The multiplayer is really cool as well. This was when I first got the Xbox One. I got into this sort of stuff, but I realize now that, you know, there's a short lifespan with this sort of stuff, and it's just not for me anymore. Now, I've always been a fan of Egypt, and Pharaonic is an absolute train wreck. I still have it. I am not going to sell it. I don't know why, but it's like a 2D side-scrolling game. It's not very well done. I'm already losing my voice. For what it's worth, it is based on Egypt mythology, Egyptology. I have to have it, so that's why it's here. I don't know. It could have been great. Like this one. This is really good. I've been waiting years and years and years for Assassin's Creed game in Egypt. And finally, with Origins, we got that. 4K capabilities. I can't wait to get it. Series Xbox One X, whatever it is, to play it in 4K. Great game, absolutely loving it. I've been to Egypt. I've seen some of these places, Saqqara, Memphis, the Giza Plateau. It's faithfully recreated a Karnak temple as well. It's really cool. So I was over the moon when they announced a Assassin's Creed game in Egypt. Portal Knight kind of feels like a Minecraft style game, I guess, with the way it looks, and I think that's the whole appeal to it. It's not a bad game. I don't mind it. It's not a must-have title, but it was going cheap. That's why I picked it up. I've always been a fan of the Broken Sword series. I need to get those games back. The Templar, all that sort of stuff back in the collection one day. I haven't played this yet, so I need to. And I don't know why I haven't played it. One game that blew me away when I started playing it was Rime. I love this game. Some do, some don't. I like the reveal at the end, right at the end, where I don't want to spoil it, so I won't talk about it, but there is something in this game. It's a beautiful looking game, plays very well. Another independent developer, Tequila Works. Really cool, like it a lot. And let's keep going here. There is 47 games in this collection. Okay, I need to move. My back is really bad. So there is 47 games in this collection, and this was one of the first games I wanted for the Xbox One when it was released. Man, I spent a lot of time trying to find this on the cheap because I don't buy Australian games with the classification label, of course. It took me maybe about 2 years to hunt this thing down, and it's a great zombie game. Really cool. Now, Skylanders. I laughed it off when they first came out with Skylanders and the Giants and all that sort of stuff. But by the time they got to Team Trap, I think it was Team Trap, no, Swap Force. By the time they got to Swap Force, I was interested in it because Team Trap was just about to come out. This was going really cheap with all the figurines, so I took a chance with this game. Some of the figurines, brought it home, played it, went back immediately to get this one. I am a massive Skylanders fan. I'm not ashamed to admit that. I did think towards the end the series did sort of started to go downhill a bit, trying to release a game every year, trying to cash in on that. They should have tried to break it up a bit, try new things, but these are both really cool games. I do like the Skylanders games, and one day I'm going to introduce my daughter to that. Lego Jurassic World. It's really cool. I like it. I got a lot of Lego games around. It's amazing how many Lego games there are over the years. And the game, Telltale Games, they did great things. Dishonored, I haven't played it yet. I know it's on the Xbox 360 and PS3, so yeah, I need to give that one a go. There's a lot of games here I haven't really played yet. I do pick them up when they're on special, and that's the thing. I got to get that. Assassin's Creed Unity, yep. How much was that download? 30 gig download to fix all the problems with this game. Oh, it was a shocker, really was. And that kind of like nearly, you know, I was kind of over the series by then, but when they announced Origins, I was like, okay, I'm back in. South Park, the Fractured Butthole, which also comes with the Stick of Truth. Great games. Ubisoft did a great job, and I don't know who else worked on this, but it was a really cool game and totally surprised me for an RPG. Here's another one of these games that requires Xbox Live Gold membership. It is a great multiplayer game. I do love it, but I won't be doing any more of these multiplayer games online because there's no single player game, and that's Overwatch. Great game. I would love to see a single player game campaign. It would be really cool to see that to play offline. You know, at least it'll have some sort of reason to be in your collection after the servers are all closed down. It'd be really cool. Payday 2, I was waiting for this for a long time. Got it from Oz Game Shop because it was cheap, along with Kingdom Hearts 3. Waiting a long time for this, and this was like $29 I think from Oz Game Shop, so I was so glad that did drop down in price. Now of course with the Skylanders series we had to have Disney Infinities. This would probably be my pick of the 3 games in the Disney Infinity series. You know, this one has Star Wars, had all the Star Wars figurines, which were amazing. I really love that. That was probably the highlight for me about the whole series was the figurines. Great game. Probably one of the better Star Wars games in the last 10-12 years, to be honest with you. Really cool, but you know, by this stage I think it was the sandbox level making which really affected them. Instead of trying to focus on a great single player game, you know, it put a lot of emphasis on the sandbox, making your own levels, and it didn't really gel well with me, but the figurines were amazing. And here we go with Supercharged. I think by this stage the series was starting to show some cracks in it. I don't mind it, but it's not my favorite in the series, and it's just a shame to see how it went towards the end there, which is a shame because Imaginators was a pretty damn good game. And I like the fact that you could design your own characters. You could get Activision to 3D print them and they would send it to you. I think it was like $49 for that. I didn't take advantage of that. I wish I did it, because that would have been one of those unique, yeah, it's a one-off Skylander that nobody else would own, but it's a great game. But yeah, the series is all but finished now, I guess, not unless they can come up with something new to reinvigorate the series, but it was the best of the Total Lives for sure. Here's Skyrim, Elder Scrolls. Man, this thing's been released on probably every system ever released. I don't know. Bethesda did an amazing job with this game. This is what Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild should have been. I spoke about that in another video. But you could spend 300 to 400 hours playing this game with all the side quests and just exploring and doing all that sort of stuff, which is true value for money in this day and age. I'm hoping for another single player Skyrim game soon, not multiplayer online only like Fallout 76. If they did that, I wouldn't buy it. Now this is one game that I was a Kickstarter backer, Yooka-Laylee, which is pretty much like Banjo-Kazooie. This is not bad. I do like the second game that's been released recently. I feel that one's a little bit better than this one, but this is pretty cool, and it was cool to be able to, you know, to help back a game, and I did Shenmue 3, and also I did another game, Bloodborne. Yeah, so there you go. Now, the Warriors of Legend, this is made by the same company that does the Dynasty Warrior games. There's massive battles and hundreds of enemies to kill. It's not too bad. I don't know if this is based on any anime series. I think it is, but yeah, it's not too bad. It was going really cheap. We're almost at the end here, guys. Now, I'm going to make a statement here. This would have to be probably one of the best Star Wars games in recent years, and that is Lego Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Again, Telltale Games, great stuff. Loved it. Best Star Wars game in probably a decade. This was one of the first release games for the Xbox One. Rise, Son of Rome. I know a lot of people don't like this, but I actually love it. I thought it was a really cool game, and it comes with a lot of bonus content. And I paid waiting for this one because it come out just normal, and this is the Legendary Edition, so I was so glad I did wait for this. Now here's another game that plays homage to the 16-bit strategy games, like I guess Shining Force, all that sort of stuff, and it's Lock's Quest. I don't mind these games. I think it's really cool that companies are doing this sort of stuff, but I do question the market is just flooded with these 8-bit 16-bit games now. I go on to different eShops and PlayStation stores, and I see all these nice colorful screen, I guess, I don't know how to describe it, like to entice you to look into what the game is going to be. And it turns out there's so many of these 8-bit 16-bit games out there, and it's just not for me, I don't think. This is actually okay for a strategy game, but I'm kind of thinking we've got these state-of-the-art systems, and here we are going back to the retro stuff, 8-bit 16-bit. I get that there's a lot of developers out there that they can't afford to make AAA titles, but can we just go up to another level to 32-bit stuff that we saw with the Saturn and all that sort of stuff, instead of doing the 8-bit and 16-bit graphics? Let's ramp it up to the next level. Game that really surprised me, Mad Max. When are we going to get another Mad Max movie? I have no idea, but this game surprised me. I took a chance with this one, just to be honest with you, and I loved it. It was really cool. Another game I haven't played, which is an Xbox One exclusive, is Quantum Break. It's got some Alan Wake content to be downloaded. I haven't even played it yet, so I can't tell you how it is. How is it? Let me know. Three more, guys. Another exclusive. Wow, we're finishing this off with exclusives. Recall, great game, love it. I got the collector's edition, which comes with an amazing statue. Probably one of the biggest statues in the collection I have, and this is a really cool game, made in Japan, and probably one of the better looking Japanese games that's come out of Japan for the Xbox One. Unfortunately, the Xbox One, and Microsoft in general, has never really taken off in Japan, and yeah, it's just a shame, but this was a really cool game. And let's go, what was an Xbox One exclusive, but I've seen it on the Switch now, is Ori and the Blind Forest. I was amazed I was able to pick up a physical copy of this. I thought it was only going to be a digital copy only, and to my surprise I saw on Amazon America physical. I had to get it. It comes with a soundtrack. This is an amazing game. I recommend it to anybody. It's fantastic. I love it. And finally, this is my latest game in the Xbox One collection, which is Ori, the Will of the Wisp. Fantastic game. Comes with an art book. Look above you, there'll be a box going to the unboxing of that. Fantastic. So that's it, guys. That is 47 games in the Xbox One collection. I don't know if there's anything else I really want to collect for it. I did get into the Xbox One for Sunset Overdrive. So yeah, some great games here. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye.